So here we are, and if you want to, you can bring your journal, a pen, and your crayons to do the integrating work after class. So last week, the title was Dissolving Our Self-Importance, and the two concepts we worked with was separate and together. And these are my notes. So you can see some colors and some text. And so what I do after class, I go to my couch over there and I lay down, and then I wait and see what are the words and colors that come up. And some of the things that came up for me last week was on separate, I wrote, I'm separate and so are you. Clean up your own mess. On together, I wrote, I've been where you are. I know how that feels. It sucks. And there is a way forward and out and up. Sign up for class. What class do I need to sign up for? And the answer was Healthy Boundaries class. So that was the insight that I received from last week. Okay, now today, I think it's March 20th. Yes. So I'll start with writing March 20th. And the title of today's reading is Overcoming Unworthiness. Overcoming unworthiness. Okay, here we go. Remind yourself, in whatever way is personally meaningful, that it is not in your best interest to reinforce thoughts and feelings of unworthiness. Even if you've already taken the bait and feel the familiar pull of self-denigration, marshal your intelligence, courage, and humor in order to turn the tide. Ask yourself, do I want to strengthen what I'm feeling now? Do I want to cut myself off from my basic goodness? Remind yourself that your fundamental nature is unconditionally open and free. Okay, so what did I hear? So what I heard was that if I have thoughts and feelings of unworthiness or anything else, I can ask myself, is this something I want to strengthen or weaken? She talks about turning the tide. So when I notice, she talks about taking the bait. If I feel the familiar pull of self-denigration, I can either go with the tide and feel even worse, or I can turn the tide and feel something different. So maybe the two concepts we are working with is, do I go with the tide or do I turn the tide? So do I follow do I dive deeper into the emotion I have, or do I try to go elsewhere? Turn the tide or follow the tide? Okay. So finding your seat, sit up tall. Look at your feet. Notice how your toes and heels and sole of your feet are connecting to the earth. Come to stillness. Bring your awareness to your two sitting bones. And one sitting bone wants to go with the tide, and the other sitting bone wants to turn the tide. It's much easier to go with the tide than to turn the tide. And then if you want to use your fingers and gently tap at the crown of your head. And then maybe use your fingers to gently open up your core channel, your Sushumna. And then imagine how you have like a flexible Sushumna or chimney channel deep inside of you that connects to the universe. It goes right through you all the way down into Earth. And maybe today, let's play with inhaling from the universe down to the Sushumna. And then exhale from Earth up through the Sushumna. So inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. And try that on your own for a few times. And then place your hands on your knees and then start the cat-cow movement. And let's add some breathing to this. And let's do the opposite from what we usually do. So let's inhale as you round your back. Inhale. Exhale and open up. Inhale and round. Exhale, open up. Inhale, round. Exhale into your back bend. A few more times on your own now. And then back to neutral. Blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up. Clasp the hand that feels funny. Turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Inhale to your nose, exhale to your mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. And then reach both arms up, open up to the side, look behind you. Allow the fingers to move away from each other. And then release, lift the shoulders a few times. And then look at your fingers, blinking, bubbling stars, all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And then reach and reach and reach and reach. Turn, open up, look behind you. Really straighten those elbows. Fingertips are reaching away from each other. And then release, and then lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, arms in cactus, and then start twisting. So we can choose to go with the tide, or we can turn the tide, or go against the tide. So going with the tide is easy. We just keep on doing what we always did. Turning the tide, that's harder. So noticing when we're going into the rabbit hole, do we want to continue even deeper, or is there a reason to find another way? So going with the tide or with the current, that's easy. We've done it a million times. And then deciding, is this something I want to continue doing, or do I want to turn the tide, or go against the tide, turn the tide. And then allowing the knee and the elbow to meet. And then crossing the midline. And then stay connected. So just when the tide turns, there is stillness. So the current might go in one direction or in another direction, but in between there's a place, there is stillness. Finding that place of stillness. How long can you stay in that place of stillness? And then release, and then try the other side. So right when the tide turns, there is stillness. Can you stay in that place of calm stillness? Or how long, rather? How long can you stay there? And then release, and let's try both. Let's try both knees. So leaning back, bring both knees up, connect with both elbows. How long can you stay in the place of stillness? And then release them. Okay, with a wide and stable stance, we can explore more ideas and options without falling. So one part of us wants to go with the tide, and the other one can turn the tide. So go with the current, against the current, with the current, against the current. And then, of course, it's not that black and white, yeah? So what are the colors in between? What does gray look like? Or blue, or yellow, or pink, or orange? What's in between the black and white? Exploring all the options. And you can go far out here without losing your balance with a wide and stable stance. Okay, come back to stillness, and then imagine what it feels like to go with the current. When you go with the current, how does that feel like? Pick a color, take some paint, and then draw the picture when you go with the current. When you keep on doing what you've always done. And then release that image. And then when you decide to do something that's new, go against your current or against your natural behavior, how does that feel? What's the color? And how does that feel? And then release that image. And then jump the feet together, land in Tadasana. And then we're going to write the story. So spread the toes, dip the toes in ink, and then write the story. When you do what you've always done, what is the story? What's the story behind staying with the current pattern? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Breathe. And then release the head down, let the head be heavy. Inhale, come back up. And then place that right foot on the left knee. Use your fingers to open up your toes. Gently guide that right knee out. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that goes under. Give yourself a hug. I love myself so much. I'm worthy. I am worthy. And then find your version of eagle. Your version of eagle. And look at this eagle. So this is an eagle that goes with the tide. It follows its old patterns. It goes with the tide. What does that eagle look like? How does it feel? And then let that bird fly away. Let that bird fly away, landing on top of the next mountain. Look at your toes, spread your toes, dip your toes in ink, and then write the story when you turn the tide, when you go against the pattern, against the current. What is the story then? What's happening? What's the story when you're choosing to go against the current, to do something new? And then step out wide, elbows, knees, fingertips together. Breathe. And then place a hand on the floor, the right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands to come a little deeper into that twist. So as you gain perspective, what do you see? And then release. Inhale, come back up. And then place the hand on the floor, left hand on the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push into both hands to come a little deeper into the twist. And then release, let the head be heavy. Inhale, come back up. And then place that left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Gently guide that left knee out. And then slide the knees together. Whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. I am worthy. I am worthy. And then find your way to your eagle, your version of eagle. And this eagle turns the tide. This eagle turns the tide, goes against the current, is choosing not to follow old patterns, creating new patterns. What does this eagle look like and how does it feel? And then let that eagle fly away, and then land in a wide and stable stance. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Imagine your arms as wings. So here you are, a whole and complete eagle. And you're spreading your wings. And I'll go out flying, whole and calm, confident, whole and complete. Calm, confident, whole and complete. And then turn the palms up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, come up. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, come up. And this time, exhale, dive deep and bring the hands behind your back, holding on to opposite forearms. And then stay there. Notice any places where your wings are sore or strained or bruised. And then use your own breath. Use your own breath to rinse and clean and heal whatever needs to be rinsed and cleaned and healed. And then release one arm, shake it out, bring it up and over. And then release the other one, bring it up and over. And then feel the back of your heart. Feel the back of your heart. Breathe into the back of your heart. And then release the arms. Okay, let's build some strength. Bring the legs a little closer. Big inhale. Exhale. Come up to standing. I'm going to pick 10. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it up. Big inhale. Exhale. I'm going to pick 10 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, sit back to your bring your back towards the chair, and then open your arms and lean back. And then fold forward all the way down. And then slowly come back to neutral. Okay, let's come up to standing. A big inhale, exhale, then come up to standing. Okay, we're going to start with breath of joy, starting here. Inhale 3, exhale 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 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 And let the arms go. Let the arms go. And bend the knees and let the arms go. And then knees to elbow. Crossing the midline. And then finding the position of power. Position of power. Place your hands on your solar plexus. Inhale into solar plexus. Exhale, open up. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. And stay open. Stay open and free. Open and free. And then place your hands back on your hips and then start to build external support. External support. And then lean and lift. Lean and lift. Maybe bring that foot up a little higher than you usually do. Maybe you're going to bring up your arms. And then go back and try the other side. Then maybe lifting a little higher than you usually do. And then come back and then take skillful action. Okay, now, so we're going to push something away. So something, an emotion, she talked about feeling unworthy. So let's take unworthy. So when we start feeling unworthy, we can either go with it and feel smaller and smaller and smaller, or we can push that emotion away and allow worthiness to come, or whatever you think is opposite to unworthiness. So let's think about unworthiness and how that makes you feel. And when that comes into you, push it away. Push it away, push it away. The feeling of unworthiness. Push it away, kick it away. And it's going to try to sneak in from every part of your life. And eventually, you have changed the current, you have turned the tide, and then allow the opposite, whatever in your mind is opposite to unworthiness. Allow the opposite to now take its place and fill you up. Okay, so let's celebrate that with 3 sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees and come back up to standing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down to midline. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down to midline, and then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with self-love and self-compassion. I am worthy. I am worthy. And release. Okay, we're going to step back to warrior 1 now. So inhale to chair posture, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back and then create that wide and stable stance. And when you have it, come up to warrior 1. Release the arms out wide, place your hands in your back pockets, breathe. And from here, transfer the weight forward, coming up to warrior 3. You can keep your hands on the chair, you can keep 2 fingers on the chair, no hands on the chair, and then stay a little longer than you usually do. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Create that wide and stable stance. Wide and stable stance. And then coming up to warrior 1. Spread your wings out wide. Place your hands in your back pockets. And then transfer the weight forward. Maybe start with putting 2 fingers on the chair, moving to warrior 3. And then take them off if that's available to you. And then stay a little longer than you want. And then finding your way back to Tadasana. Okay, inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic half for warrior 2. One arm in the past, the other one in the future. Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. Coming back to warrior two. Place the hand on the chair and bring the back hand up and over to extended side angle. And then coming back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release down to the chair for Trikonasana. And then slowly bring the gaze up towards the sky. Maybe let the arm follow. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, finding your way back to warrior two one more time. And then place both hands on the chair, And then pick up that back foot. Maybe let the same hand come off the chair. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, feet together, bend the knees and back up to standing. Okay, inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves for warrior two. One arm in the past, another one in the future. Flip the front hand and reverse the warrior. Coming back to warrior two, place the hand on the chair and then the back hand comes up and over, extended side angle. Back to warrior two. Hands on your hips, straighten that front knee, release the hand down to the chair. And then bring the gaze up towards the sky, maybe the arm follows. Bring the hand down, bring the gaze down, rebend that front knee and find your way back to warrior two one more time. Place both hands on the chair. And then pick up that back leg. And then maybe the same hand, same hand comes off the chair. Hand comes down, feet comes together, bend the knees and back up to standing. Okay, tree posture. So here we are standing at the top of the mountain in Tadasana mountain posture. Feel how strong and steady you are. Neck is long, shoulders relaxed and wide. Slight tuck to the chin. The pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up, in and up. And then transfer the weight to the left. Right heel comes off. You can place your hands on your 2 hip bones. So we want the hip bones to stay at the same level. So when I lift, so there's none of this going on. Yeah. So I transfer the weight and the hip bone stays the same way. And I take the right heel off the floor and the hip bones are at the same level. That didn't change. The pit of the belly still goes in and up. And you can notice how much the standing leg is working to keep the balance. So this might be your tree posture today. Ooh. Or if you want to, you can take those toes off. You can come into a regular tree posture here with the foot below the knee or above the knee. We don't want to put the foot on the knee because that's going to push on the joint. Or you might want to create your own standing posture, maybe a flying pigeon. And then slowly find your way back to Tadasana. And notice how stable it feels to have 2 feet on the ground. Okay, put your fingers on your hip bones. Transfer the weight to the right. Left heel comes off. The hip bone stay leveled. And then choose your tree posture for today. Just for today. You can try postures and you can like, oh, I don't like this, and that's okay. And oh, this one is probably too hard today. Or maybe you go back to a posture and try it again. Oh, maybe it wasn't so bad after all. Or work against the tide and do something that you don't usually do. Maybe pick a posture that you don't really like and then try it. And then eventually find your way back to Tadasana. Okay, feet a little wider than your hips, spread the toes, hands on the chair, release the knees close to each other. Open up those toes, and then maybe sit back towards your heels. And then come back up. Now, think about going with the tide. Just doing whatever you've been doing. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Pick that color. And then draw a big circle. Give that heel a little dot. Now, what's the color when you go against your habitual pattern? When you go against the current, what's that color? Take that color, draw a big circle, and give the heel a little dot. And then mix those 2 colors. And draw 2 big circles, and place your hands in your back pockets. And then release. Untuck the toes, knees goes wide, big toes to touch, hips to heels, finding a, child's posture for a few moments. Inhale, come back up, and then clasp your hands, create that supportive triangle. Tuck the toes. Lean into your support, and then bring the knees off just a few inches. Stay there. Build some strength. Stay a little longer than you want, and then release them down. Let's try that again. Lean into your support. Engage the core. Lift the knees off. And then come all the way up to a dolphin posture. And then bend the knees and come all the way up to standing. Okay, so we did the reading, we did the physical practice. Now we're going to do the reading again, and then the meditation, seated meditation. Okay, overcoming unworthiness. Remind yourself, in whatever way is personally meaningful, that it is not in your best interest to reinforce thoughts and feelings of unworthiness. Even if you've already taken the bait and feel the familiar pull of self-denigration, marshal your intelligence, courage, and humor in order to turn the tide. Ask yourself, do I want to strengthen what I'm feeling now? Do I want to cut myself off from my basic goodness? Remind yourself that your fundamental nature is unconditionally open and free. Okay, so now sitting up tall, feel your feet, sitting bones. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And we have about 9 minutes. So I'm going to be quiet for about 9 minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I am worthy. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste.